Alright, you got your orders to come to Fort Stewart or Hunter Army Airfield. But first off, welcome to coastal Georgia. Now, before you start packing your bags and planning the move, make sure you watch this video, that way this move can be the smoothest one yet for you and your family. If you don't know who I am Lázaro Cocho, a realtor with Keller Williams Coastal Area Partners, owner of Cocho, and believe it or not, I am an active duty service member that's currently transitioning out of the Army. So I fully understand how overwhelming a PCS can be for you and your family. So make sure you watch this video, that way you can be familiarized with local areas to move to, how to in-process without losing your mind, and some local attractions for you to check out as you settle in. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to be going over the common mistake that a lot of newcomers make that ruins their entire experience here. Alright, ready, set, go! Alright, let's start with the biggest headache when it comes to PCSing, and that is finding a place to live. And I know a lot of thoughts come to mind. For example, should you live on post or off post? What's the commute like? Where are the best schools at? Where's Target at? Oh my god! Alright, let's pause on the freaking out, and before we dive in, if you are a single soldier and you are expecting to live in the barracks, go on and skip to the next chapter.
Get out! Go!
Seriously, go on. For everyone else, let's talk options. If you are considering moving on post, it's going to be all about convenience. You're going to have no commute, easy access to work, and a bunch of perks from moving on post, like pools, playgrounds, gyms, and a lot more. But here's the deal. There's always going to be a wait list when considering moving on post. So if that's going to be the choice you make, you need to go ahead and call ASAP, so that way you are on the list. Alright, those of you that are considering living off post, there's going to be a ton of options, so it truly depends on what you are looking for. If you're getting stationed at Fort Stewart, Hinesville is the spot. You're going to find a ton of affordable rentals and, surprisingly, a lot of homes at a reasonable price. So if you want to rent or own, you have options. Another great area with top-rated schools is Richmond Hill. Now, the only catch is that it's 25 minutes from either installation, but a lot of families seem to be okay with that as long as they can live in that area. Now, if you're going to get stationed at Hunter Army Airfield, Georgetown is going to be a great spot if you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of downtown and still have an easy commute to Hunter. Another area that is going to have a large commute, and yes, you're going to run into traffic, but there is a ton of new development out there, a lot of great restaurants, and just a ton to do, is going to be Pooler. And as they say around here, everything is cooler and pooler. So also consider that area. One thing I will say, if you are PCSing during peak season, is to start looking early. This area gets flooded with the military moves, and all the good places tend to get wiped out in the beginning. So you don't want to come here, start looking and scrambling to find the place. Alright, now that you have a general idea of where you want to live, let's talk in-processing, because this is where a lot of people tend to waste time and energy, and you don't have to. And listen, I get it. I'm in the Army, but I'm also transitioning out. So I understand what it's like trying to navigate while planning for what's next. The first thing you need to know is that you're going to begin your in-processing at the Marine Reception Center. So expect to be there for anywhere for about 4 to 5 days, where you'll go through the usual briefings, paperwork, and of course, morning PT. Now, if you want to make your life easier, make sure you get your housing situated before you arrive. You don't want to start in-processing and trying to find a place to live at the same time. So I highly recommend you take advantage of your permissive TDY for house hunting before you arrive here. And another piece of advice, make sure you keep all your important documents together, like your orders, medical records, important family documents like birth certificates and marriage license, any lease agreements in one spot that's easily accessible, and have those electronically emailed to yourself because you don't want to be the person holding everybody up while in processing. And don't sleep on using your sponsor. I know a lot of people tend to ignore this, but if used correctly, they will make the process a lot smoother and can provide you with a lot of information about the area. And if you want somebody else to talk to, or if you have other questions that you need asked about the area, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you. It's time to talk about the fun things, because once you settle down, you're gonna want to know what there is to do around here. And I have to start off with Savannah's historic district. The architecture, the riverfront, and the food. It's all next level. And if you're into brunch, coffee, or just chilling by the water, you'll love it here. Speaking of food, Savannah's food scene is no joke. You've got to try the Wild, the Gray, Collins Quarters, the Old Pink House, and so many other places just to get the real Savannah experience. Also, if you love seafood, you're gonna be in heaven here. Another great plus about living in the area is there are a ton of outdoor activities and islands for you to explore. Some of the islands that I highly recommend is going to be Tybee Island, Jekyll Island, and St. Simons. And if you love outdoor activities, Fort Stewart is one of the best hunting and fishing areas in the region. As promised, I told you I was going to go over the biggest mistake that people make when they first move here, and that is underestimating Savannah's traffic. Savannah might be beautiful, but its traffic is not. Now, you might find a place that's cheap, but you could also end up with a 45-minute commute every morning and afternoon. So make sure you do your research. Go on Google Maps or Apple Maps or whichever map you use and check out what the commute is periodically throughout the day. Just because it looks like a short distance does not mean it actually is. If you have any other questions about PCSing to Fort Stewart or to Hunter Army Airfield, make sure you drop them below in the comments. I'm going to be answering every single one. Also, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like it so it reaches other military families that will be PCSing to the area. And if you still have any other concerns, make sure you check out my other video, wherever it's at. It's going to go a little bit more in depth about different areas here to live in. Alright, catch you in the next one.